everyone. Welcome to Buzzing About Romance. I am Becky, and joining me for this episode is Leah. Hi, Leah.
Hi, everybody.
And this is I'm so excited because joining
This is our
us,
moment right here. This is our moment.
this is a moment. First of all, I've been calling it the hour of chaos because you both are like so much fun, and I just know this is going to be a great conversation tonight. Um, we are super excited to be joined by author Erin Nicholas. Welcome,
Hi,
Erin.
everybody. Thank
And
you.
Krista Sandor. Welcome, Krista.
Hello, it's always good to be here.
Well, and when I was like, Leah, so I'm in the line of totality for the eclipse. And on Monday.
And you haven't invited us over, like brunch and like all the drinks.
Come on over. I'm going to be on the porch drunk
The house
because
is open.
the cloud cover apparently is going to be really bad south of us. So they're expecting something like 300,000 people in our little county over the weekend.
God.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Erie is in the line of totality. Hotel rooms are going for like $800 a night.
In Lake Erie?
yeah,
Like
well,
Erie,
just
yeah.
Erie, PA. Erie, PA.
Like just the town of Erie. People
That's
are
where
like
we used to vacation. So Leah and I were born at the same hospital in Pennsylvania. And so near,
How
I know.
random, right?
what a random
Yeah,
thing.
that's awesome.
But not too far from Lake Erie, right? Not too
No, it's like an hour.
Yeah.
far. Yeah.
I want to know how many eclipse romances are going to be coming out.
I want them. I want it because honestly,
one bed stuck because there's 300,000 people in this tiny little town.
okay, but
Oh,
wait,
God.
One pair of solar glasses.
one
right?
person.
They have to share. They have to share. That's their meet cute. Like
And
they
he's
have to
like, he's
share.
protective. Like, don't look straight at the sun.
Right? But I have to
Can I just tell? So I told my son's sixth grade that I would get the solar glasses for them, and I swear to God, if that's not the Amazon man right up there, I'm having a heart attack. 'Cause, like it's
He
Monday,
hasn't shown up.
right?
Yeah, it's much. Yeah.
Well, it's so funny because the county south of us that also is going to have totality. They sent out this sheriff's notice today that reads like the apocalypse is coming, like it's the purge, like bar your shed, lock your doors, block off your driveway, have your pitchforks ready. Like it was bonkers. And at first I thought it was a joke because I went reading it and I thought for sure this is going to say do not buy houseplants before, after, or during the eclipse as in a reference to Little Shop of Horrors, right?
And they didn't put that in, and that's a real miss. Now I'm disappointed.
Yeah, but it was
at least
actually
include
the
it.
like sheriff thing was real. Like people were like real.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
People are-
but
yeah.
you didn't put anything about houseplants and now it's not funny.
No, it's not funny. That's like the
So-
earthquake today. I'm such a dick. So the earthquake today happened, and my readers are all like checking in, like, we're fine. And I was like, I'm sitting over here going, and then there's going to be an eclipse. Like, is anybody else? Like,
We had flooding. Leah had flooding earlier this week.
Yeah, on Wednesday, like my town, like so we're right by a creek, and I could see the creek from inside of my house.
oh,
I shouldn't see the
You
creek
shouldn't.
from inside of my house.
But it didn't
No.
get in the
It
house.
it did not come into my house. I have neighbors who had water in their houses. But yeah, it was bad.
So
you guys, I am battening down to like write my butt off this weekend. Okay, I have a book due Tuesday because my editor wants to watch the eclipse on Monday. So don't send it to me Monday. I won't look at it till Tuesday.
It's an extra
I
day.
am going to be so mad if the world ends Monday.
Well-
because I'll have wasted my weekend.
So I
Right.
jokingly said to Mike, I said, are there bugs
fun.
this year? Like if we're hitting like
No,
all the
They're
seven.
The
locusts.
cicadas are not.
That's
No,
what
it
she-
is
it's-
cicada
it's so-
line
It is.
X. It's going to be
Oh,
a
is
big
it?
summer for line X cicadas, whatever that means.
I'm gonna die.
Yeah. No, and we've got like, so all of a sudden, and I'm in Colorado and not like totally wooded, but wooded enough. And we've got a coyote like with mange. So it's like all like, and it's slow and it'll just like come out and of course I'll be like walking my dogs on this trail and I'll see the coyote. It's like, doo-doo-doo, and we're just like, "Wah,
Mm.
wah." And then I just
No.
run the other way. We We run. It's probably the wrong. I think I'm supposed to go away or something.
I think that's your
But,
bears.
That's bears. Yeah.
That's
Oh.
bears.
You think I would know that? You think
I think running is okay. That feels like the right instinct.
I mean, can you outrun a coyote though?
I don't-
How fast does a coyote
Me
go?
or in general?
I'm saying in general. I cannot.
No.
I only run if something is chasing me.
Yeah.
Well, yes. Yeah. Well, yeah. And I was scared because this is the same coyote. Did I ever tell you about how I ate part of a rotisserie chicken in my lap and then I got it on myself? And then I went to check the mail and then there was the coyote and I smelled like rotisserie. Like I was terrified. Anyway, I'm fine.
Are you sure this isn't your fated mate? Just
I know.
I mean,
Wait, would your fated mate have mange though?
I mean, that's
No, I
fair.
don't think your fated mate would have mage. Although you might have to heal him. Like the
Well-
mating would heal him.
Yeah. Or if you let him get close enough, the fated mate would come save you. Maybe
You're
that's
gonna hear a story about a girl that gets mauled in Colorado. I'll be like, oh,
I mean, there's a
Like
book for
Erin
that.
Nicholas's fault. the note in her hand says Erin Nicholas's fault.
Maybe it's our fault because we introduced you and then you like, I don't know.
I don't know if the
7
world was
minutes
ready
in.
for this introduction.
I don't know. So we are so excited you guys are here tonight. So join us as we peek behind the scenes into the creative process, discussing how writing is going for Krista and Erin. We'll delve into the intricacies of point of view and romance narratives. Plus, we'll shine a spotlight on the allure of open door romances, exploring what makes them so captivating for readers and authors alike. So whether you're a seasoned romance enthusiast or just dipping your toes into the genre, get ready to be swept away by the magic of love stories and the talented authors who bring them to life. Let's start buzzing about romance. How'd I do, Leah?
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
good.
Yeah.
I should have looked at that document before.
So the first time Becky did this intro, like
I've
no
been
joke,
writing these really intricate intros.
like elaborate, flowery, like all the adjectives known to man.
I liked the one about songs, about song lyrics. That was quite
I could
Lyrical?
not keep a straight face
lyrical.
the entire time. Like I was like holding it in.
she was a
Like
mess.
tears were happening. But she keeps doing it and I love it so
too.
much.
It's so good.
It
so
is
good.
so good.
It's
It
just
is so
fun.
good.
It's fun, right?
Well, it takes our ridiculousness to a whole new level.
We got to keep it spicy. We're live now, guys. Like we are recording live. Like we're
Right.
YouTube famous.
I mean, I know who I'm with.
Leah's like, we're not. We're not.
I mean, we can pretend. So my oldest, like I was like, yeah, I have to go record. He's like, are you proud that like you're on YouTube? I'm like,
Wow.
yes.
Yes.
He's like, do people know who you are? I'm like, no.
Kids keep you humble, man.
I
Dang.
know.
There,
Man.
I was
Thanks,
out to
kid.
dinner and the waitress, and we were with like friends and not friends that we like do a whole lot with, like a work friend of my husband's and his wife, nice people. Anyways, the waitress looks at me and she's like, you look like someone I know. And I'm like, a romance author? She's like, no, my sister's blah, blah, blah. It's like,
Wait, they
Oh,
didn't
never
catch
mind.
you on the TikTok with your amazing, hilarious. I bought leg warmers because of you, Krista. You influenced me to buy leg warmers.
listen, those will do.
Good.
Those are making their way into a book because those will do a whole lot for your marriage. I'm just telling you right now. Leg warmers.
I just
love
love the fact you make the boys video your dances.
They don't even, they're so over me. Because I told you, this is the agreement. Once I am dead and they get the rights to all my books, they're going to rewrite all the endings to a ninja fight. So until they're going to do whatever I ask them to do. So
I mean,
know.
the allure of a
we
ninja
do-
fight is
We
pretty
do
tempting.
feed them and clothe them also. so-
Right. Birth them. I mean, the whole reason that when I run from that coyote and I pee myself is their fault. So like,
Exactly. And they love to be reminded of things like that.
know.
I've found.
Yeah.
Sneezing is not an easy task once you hit
no,
that point.
sneezing is a whole art form. It's a brace. Sneezing is like it's like a core activity.
And you think of their names.
It's like, William.
It is so true, though. I mean, you have to be careful where you sneeze, too. Make sure you got your legs crossed
Not
and
good.
doing the right
Not-
things. And
Oh, all sorts of things.
It's
Like
an
I'm-
art form. Yeah.
It's an art form, like sneezing, menopause. It's all these things no one ever really talks about.
I really thought I was past hot flashes, but they have circled back in the last month.
Oh.
And we were in the store a couple weeks ago, and like I was a sweaty, hot mess. like
You
my
just pretend you came from the gym. You're like, oh, that was a
Oh, what a
day. Spin class was major today.
yeah,
See,
because
I
when
get
you
the
look at me,
point.
the first thing you think is, oh yeah, that lady went to swim class.
Same.
Not that she didn't eat at the buffet.
That's why when you're picking up the donuts, also you don't have to feel guilty then. I was at spin class earlier.
I've hit the point where I'm always cold,
Oh,
like no matter
never
what.
happened to me.
And honestly, like I was talking to my mom, like at Easter, I was like, I've hit that point in my life where I am you when you were 40. And
Yeah.
she's like, yeah, I'm totally going to make fun of you for it now. I'm like, thanks. But I did
Thanks.
that to you, so I deserve it.
You
Sorry.
did.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
Okay, so
Okay.
we got some questions because I'm curious. We were having a discussion today, and this actually kind of works a little bit because Erin Nicholas, you recently just launched a new pen name.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, a
did.
couple of them.
So
Which is why I don't know
There
what
was
day
not
of
a lot of
week it is.
confidence in that. Yeah.
right.
No,
It was
I'm
like,
telling you, my brain is
baby.
not yet wired for this. I'm hoping it'll get there.
It'll
but-
get there. So
It'll get
we were recently talking about, first of all, we need to say that here at Buzzing About Romance, authors do not owe us readers anything. You give us a story, we love it. If you write something different that's not in the series we thought we were going to get, that's cool. We'll read that too. We don't have any opinion about that. But here is a thought, and I'm curious what you two think. So if an author is going to change how they're writing, because we're seeing this happen a little bit. Example, Vi Keeland. She is writing a thriller that's going to be trad pub under the name Vi Keeland. There is no romance in it. It's a thriller. Serena Bowen. Serena Bowen has a trad pub book coming out that is, again, a thriller, but no romance. It'll have romantic elements, but it is not an HEA romance under the name Serena Bowen. So if an author has a following, so like obviously Vi, we know, writes typically cocky, over-the-top heroes. Definitely, well, I mean, it's probably medium spice. They're not super spicy books.
But definitely open door. I mean,
Open
definitely.
door.
Open door, like four
Right.
out of 5.
Yeah.
So for her readers who could potentially pick up this thriller and they're sad and disappointed because, wait, this isn't a Vi Keeland book. What am I reading?
Right.
As an author, how do you handle that? How do you help? Because Erin, you recently made the choice to use a new pen name because you were going from writing in third person to writing in first person and trying something new. So you thought, I need to change my pen name just to kind of help educate people.
And you know what drove that for me is being a reader, because if I picked up, because I am actually a fan of Vi Keeland, and here I didn't know she was doing thriller. I'm going to call this the Frida McFadden effect. I'm going to assume is where a lot of this is coming from, right?
Sure, thrillers and suspense for the next year, I'm telling you.
Right.
Mhm.
But I am not a thriller reader. I'm just not. And so if I pick that book up, now I am a blurb reader though. So I'm not that reader who just picks stuff up without reading the blurb. So I would assume
Rebecca.
no. But I would be disappointed. And so that's why I did that, because I want to be very sure that not only are the people picking this book up, they know what they're getting, but if they want to go to the backlist, they're not going to go to the backlist and go, what the hell is this? I wanted this thing. Like, so somebody who picks up a thriller, right? They want more of that because I'm sure it's going to be amazing. They're not going to be able to find any more of that for a while.
Yeah.
So
So
I
you
do-
wanted
I-
that clear separation.
yeah. So I obviously, personally, that's how I feel I would have handled it. Although I'm guessing too, if they're doing it trad, those publishers wanted their names.
Sure, of
So.
course we're selling, but we are seeing this a little bit in indie authors. Like recently, Claire Kingsley has pulled back her spice level. It is almost fade to black. It's not quite fully closed door, but it definitely is fade to black. And I know that some of her readers are really upset about it.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah, she's been
even
getting a lot of
Becky,
kickback.
we were just talking about at the lake.
Oh, Vi Keeland's?
Yeah.
What
was
happened
that-
at the lake?
What happened at the lake?
Yeah. I remember because I messaged you because that was one I haven't read her in a long time. and it's been a couple years. And I message you and say like the spice was less, right?
Yeah.
Like, because I was like, am I not remembering older?
Right.
I mean, you just,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's just interesting because I feel like some people are turning that back a little bit.
And
Yeah.
I think so too. And I wonder a little bit because the conversation's been happening again on Book Talk. You know, the accusatory is all anything women read is porn. And I do think that that is a direct result of the use of the word smut.
I do
Because again, if you say and call this smut, people hear that in the world and they don't understand that you're proud and lifting it up. They hear smut and think pornography.
Mhm.
So you, by using that word, you're creating some of the disconnect, but we're also seeing these cartoon covers are creating problems.
Yeah.
Listen, I can't tell you what a battle it is in my head between those, because readers will tell me, like, I just did this thing, I'm like, what, this or this? And people are like, oh, I hate this. You know, I think it was like, I made like this guy, and people are like, oh, I hate it. I mean, it was, I kind of went and had like a little moment at the Starbucks drive. I was like, they hate everything I did. But that's all you see when you walk in to Barnes and like it's really, it's like, is that what people want or not want? Or maybe Kindle, they want something. And I feel
but then
like
you hear all those stories about those 10-year-olds who are picking up a book and then reading things.
Icebreakers is making its
I
round through
had-
middle school. But I can't say anything because I was reading Jude Deveraux and Joanna Lindsay like in 7th grade.
yeah,
I mean,
but you
same,
knew what you were
but
getting with the VC Andrews book. I
Right.
mean, that didn't look like, well, even at my son's middle school Scholastic thing, I couldn't get over at how many of the covers looked like
the same.
yes.
Well, and you know what we've done with Emma Fox, but you know, some of that is also an advertising decision because of how Amazon and Facebook
Yes.
treat ads. And so it is maybe, I don't know how Krista feels. I think covers right now is one of the hardest things that authors are going
100%.
through. You know, not very,
100%.
but it is very, very hard.
And when you pay like $5,000 or $6,000 for like a model photo,
it's nuts.
and then you're like, oh no, now we need to have, now it needs to be like a guy with no eyeballs.
Please put eyeballs on your
Please put eyeballs.
illustrated covers.
Becky's favorite.
Spend the extra
Get
money.
the
for
eyeball
the
money, you
eyeballs.
guys. Come on.
I mean,
Or do as Emma Fox does and cut them off at the nose.
Just cut the heads off.
that's fine as long as, but some of them don't even have, some of them don't have mouths either. Like pay
Listen,
for the
it's so
faces,
hard.
people, or just do
I
shoulder
don't know.
stand.
And I don't know if we need to just like, would it be easier if we had like a rating system like movies do? Would that just take care of it? And we
But
just put
don't
that
you
on the
think
front
we
cover?
kind of already have that a little bit with saying
I
this is
do.
YA, shelved
Yeah,
new
but you figure how
adult.
many YA books though still have stuff in them?
Right?
Yeah.
NA especially, nobody even knows what NA really is. And then, I mean, so Emma Fox, like it is so funny for us to read our reviews and have people give chili spices because it tells me so much about the reader. Because the people who are giving us 2 chili spices, I know what they normally read, right? And the ones who are giving us 4, I know what they normally read, right? Because like for a book to have a range of 2 to 5, like that's a lot, but that says a lot more about the reader than the book, right?
Yeah.
So that doesn't help anybody. So we almost need to have like a
but it
standard.
also depends on like your chili level. Like my chili level is very different than somebody else's chili.
That's what I mean.
Leah reads bonkers shit, you guys. Like
it's true. I do.
And
there doesn't have to be a lot of
place
plot.
where you can do that though, right? Like that's the
whole point.
I read a bunny
you read
shifter
it.
this week that mated with a wolf. Like it was a whole thing.
Was there like pastel common stuff this time around?
Not this
or no?
time. Not this time. But if
Not
you're
this time.
looking for a little springtime fun, Planet Oster by Vera Valentine. 10 out of 10 recommend.
Of course it was Vera.
I totally read The Door. I read The Door and then I
Here's
bought
the
the
deal.
audiobook. Because the door
admire
squeaks.
Anyone
Merrick got the
who
paperback
finds
too.
something, gets pushed back, and goes, "I'm going to give you more of that."
Mhm.
I just admire just the way she approaches the whole thing. I really do. I love it.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, everybody made fun
So
of me
do
when
we.
I was like balloon animal shifters, and they're like, "What?" And I'm like, "I'm reading this. I'm reading it.
But then you
Find
read The
out.
Fever Dream too.
And I read the Thanksgiving Fever Dream, which was
I mean,
don't know,
I'm
I've read,
at the age
I've
where
read
I
some
don't,
weird stuff.
I don't think
So
you can traumatize me. Like, I don't know.
I like.
Anyway, but back to the question about
Yeah.
chilies and stuff. Like, Krista, what do you think?
Leah's 5 chili pepper would be different maybe than
Sure.
someone
Yeah.
else.
For sure, that's what I mean. And
Right.
you almost need to have, we have to have a standards then that we all just, whether we agree with it or not, right? Because like there's
Right.
the same thing with movies. Like there are movies where I
Mhm.
think that wasn't really a R rated, right?
Right.
But we
Yeah.
just have to have something that everybody can point to if we do it. But
Yeah, I really am curious because we've done recently over the last couple episodes, we talked about the difference between content and trigger warnings. And they're not the same thing.
they're not the same thing.
And what you should be looking for. And again, whose responsibility is it to put those in there, right? Is it, and I always like to say that as readers, you are inherently, if you read a book, you are inherently part of the reader community. And so you need to be a good community member. So
I agree with that.
if I recommend a book to somebody and I know they have triggers or content issues, I make sure that I say, hey, you might not be able to read that, you know.
Right.
Mhm.
That's part of being a good community member, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And reviews can certainly be part of that, right? I mean,
Right.
reviews should contain content warnings.
Sure.
I feel like.
I got Sawyer Bennett, her last book did not have any content or trigger warnings in it, and it really needed it. There was domestic violence in it. And I didn't think twice about emailing her, emailing
Yeah.
Lisa, and putting it on my website, putting it in my review. It wasn't there from her, but it needed it. So I did it wherever I could.
Yeah.
But I know the
Yeah.
conversation comes up often, like, whose job is it? I think it's everybody's job. It's care of community.
Well, and I will say as an author, like if a beta reader or an ARC reader came to me and said, you need to content warn this, I'd be like, oh my God, okay, thank you. Because
Mhm.
it's just not something I'm used to doing. But if a book ever did need one, I would happily listen to that. So I think it's also an author's responsibility, but I will say we probably don't always know or
Well,
think.
and that's what Becky and I were talking about in the one episode where it's like, especially authors that have been writing for a while, it's not like it's a newer thing. So it's not something that you're thinking about like in the moment. So
Exactly.
whether or not like it's not that it's right or wrong, but it's like it's
Right.
not something that's a forethought in your mind, like when you're starting to promote your book. So it's just one of those things like we have to be really cognizant of it, that it's like
Yeah.
people like
So
want
think
those
about
things
that.
now.
What about like a thriller though? They've got elements that are pretty that you might need a I'm just saying like let's
No.
look at other genre because we put a lot on romance.
Mhm.
And,
I mean, that's what happens
I don't
when you
think
leave
I've
the
ever read a-
industry.
I don't
mean,
think
yeah.
I've ever read a thriller with a content or trigger.
I don't
warning,
think
though.
even in horror books have
Mhm.
content.
right. Well, I mean, I'm just it's just interesting.
Do you just go into that knowing though that
I
there's
guess-
going to be like gore and
I guess yeah.
violence?
But see, that's
get
how I
that.
kind of feel about dark romance
Mhm.
too. See, to me, content trigger warnings just really need to be in contemporary romances, especially if they're going to deal with things like loss of pregnancies or bats or
to get really
I had to
general for
DNF a
everyone.
book, Krista. Kate Canterbury has a book, The Beard and the Beast. Is that what it is? Or
The
Something
Beard and
like
the
that.
Bell.
The Beard and the
Bell.
Bell? Chapter 2, she opens the door to the house she inherited and bats fly out at her. Oh, fuck no. No, that needed a content warning for me.
And
But
I would
not
not have thought of that
everybody-
if that were my book. So, but if somebody told me that, I've been like, I can have
Birds.
that.
Any birds, if you have a bird in your book, you
Things
better put a
that
content warning on it.
fly. But,
Things that
but that's
fly.
just a Becky problem. That's not an every other person problem. Dude, I had a bat in my office and I thought I was going to die.
I had a bat in my house and peed my pants and made Mike Burrier do stuff with it. So it's fine. I was on the call. Was it a book club, Leah, or
person.
just a book chat? No, I don't think I
don't
was.
remember.
I think it was the next night. A bat flew. We have one of those screens that magnets together for the dogs to go in and
you
out.
texted us about that and we're like, I need to burn the
A
house
bat
down
flew
now.
into the house and flew under my desk.
Of course it did.
And I just
mean-
like, burn it down. Let's go. We're done.
We're moving.
And Sydney had her friends here, and the one is like the daughter of a guy that's the president of a local like Church of God seminary. And I was saying so many words that were not church safe.
Wait, are they the ones with the The magnets?
Yes, they're the ones. So I have really naughty little tiny like poetry magnets on the side of my fridge.
Yeah.
And they came over for pizza one night and I was like, after they left, Mike was like, you didn't take these down. I'm like, shit. I even moved all the like naked men magnets over to the whiteboard so nobody would notice them. But I didn't think about the words. And so
You're kind of a content warning.
I am,
She's
right,
a
my own
walking
content
content
warning.
Kids have what
Friends.
times.
So I emailed the mom and I'm like, Julie, I'm so sorry. I didn't take those magnets down. And she goes, that's okay. We asked the kids if they read them and they said no. And they think their son did, but their youngest daughter didn't. But the next day at church, she looked at her mom. She goes, you know, I did look at those magnets and I remember one of the words and it's a word from church. And the mom's like, oh, really? What word? And she's like, Gentile. It was genitals.
How old are these kids?
I think she was like 4th or 5th grade.
Okay. So we don't need to worry about like reading
Right.
comprehension.
No,
I
no.
I was like, if we're
Well, I don't know. It
teenagers-
depends on the kid because
What
mine would get that one.
I was like, I might be concerned about your child's dyslexia.
No, like 4th or 5th grade. But I mean, they're
Check.
really tiny and they were all like put together anyway. So if you have naughty magnets on your fridge,
The Bible's got some naughty stuff in it.
yeah.
You're not going to get through that Old Testament without learning a thing or two.
I mean, Psalms is basically like songs of
Oh,
porn.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that Ruth, you watch out for her.
King David was no angel. Let's just be honest.
Let's be honest. I mean, Solomon, come on, people.
Yeah.
Come
Like,
on.
I'm telling you.
It's like, oh God.
I'm just saying. They are cherry picking for those 4th graders.
You're welcome, Leah.
Sorry,
You
Leah.
make my life so much better.
Leah's like, I should not have done this one. I knew it. You knew it. You had a little
I
inkling.
mean, I can't really say anything because I work in my church office and you never know what's going to happen there some days.
But we know about your chili spice scale, so
Right.
This is true.
you're fine.
Jenny says the Bible is so naughty.
It's so
It's true.
naughty. It's so naughty.
So
There are no new ideas. There are no new ideas.
So I know that I've asked you both before, but we'll just ask another question that'll spawn us into some other random tangent of direction. Is
I
it
just pictured Leah with like her, I'm Catholic, with her little, you know,
sprinkling everybody?
We're just
Holy
like,
baptism?
wait, at least it's not Holy Week. At least this isn't like Good Friday.
right? We made it through.
We're in the Easter Triduum. It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. But the world is ending on Monday, and Erin's going to
mean,
spend her weekend writing a book, so it's
right?
You
fine.
know what? We're all going to be trouble. At the pearly gates, we're going to be nudging each other like, oh, we shouldn't have talked like that on Friday.
I'm fairly sure hell is going to be a heck of a lot of fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be some
So when
interesting people there.
when I was younger, my grandfather, he would make this joke where he was going to hell, or like if somebody would tell him he's going to hell, he's like, at least I'll be in the air conditioned side.
That's nice.
If you're talking layers, one of my uncles used to talk about how he's so excited because you won't have to worry about popping popcorn because it'll already be hot. Like you
Yeah.
can just have popcorn all the time. And so I picture him sitting on this bench just eating popcorn, watching all of the
Just throwing a handful on the fire and
Shenanigans.
yeah, you know, your bag is just
popcorn
always-
fountain.
Yeah, or one of those like the long,
A Jiffy
what's the long
Pop.
stick ones. Yeah, for the
Jiffy,
campfire.
yeah.
That's what I picture.
Do they sell the Jiffy Pop anymore?
Yeah, do you want me to, they have some in
do.
my grocery. You want me to pick some up for you?
We should get some for when I come.
It just wouldn't be hell without.
We need Jiffy Pop. Hell will have Jiffy Pop, is all I'm saying.
Oh no, because it's kind of scary when that thing pops open.
This is what I'm
I
saying.
feel like there's a sticker in there somewhere,
I
Leah.
know. We're gonna have to come up with like t-shirts or something for them.
There is. There's
Well,
a sticker
speaking
there.
of t-shirts, we learned this week that all of us co-hosts of the podcast are going to be in Louisville for the knockout signing at the end of June. Like
It's the
all
first
6 of
We've
us.
ever been
Have
in
you ever
one-
all been in one?
Oh.
No,
my
we've
goodness.
had
Like,
4
in
of
our
us,
screen.
3 of us here and there, but
Look out, Louisville.
Yes.
yeah,
It'll never be the same.
it won't. It's okay. There will be a lot of bourbon and lots of pictures. Just you wait.
There are so
Jen-
many reasons the earth cannot end on Monday.
Jenny said she's not drinking and trying to make Jiffy Pop.
Oh,
That's
Jenny's a little lightweight, so we do have to watch Jenny.
smart.
Okay.
Put the Jiffy Pop for the microwave. Anyway.
Speaking of microwaves, my husband made us we had to buy a new microwave because our died. Our microwave has Wi-Fi. Why do you think a microwave has Wi-Fi?
Your freaking washing machine has Wi-Fi.
So
Okay,
that they can track you and listen to you.
Yeah.
Duh.
You're like a Wi-Fi household
Well,
because you were married.
This
to
is
the
what happens
tech
when you
nerd.
marry the tech guy.
I am not a conspiracy theorist. I'm going to say that up front. That's I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but
did you watch Fox News today, Erin?
You guys, no, I got an envelope in the mail. I opened it up, I have no idea. It's from Alex. I don't know.
Who's Alex?
I don't know. Open it up. It is so it's a sticker, like a peel off, sticker that's blank. It's just a blank sticker.
Nothing like white, nothing on it.
Nothing.
There's no like hidden barcode or anything.
Did you try a black light on it to see if it like?
No,
maybe it was
not
disappearing ink.
My husband goes, well, anthrax would be a powder. That's so helpful. That's so helpful right now. I was like, here's the thing. I could be a conspiracy theorist is the thing. I feel like I have all of the parts.
Yeah.
So what is
not
that?
the anxiety
What is that?
comes with it.
Who just randomly mails you stuff? That's weird.
I don't know. And
Apparently
especially
Alex
like that.
does.
Like at least
Alex,
send me a real sticker, Alex.
Come on, Alex.
So I'm so freaked out, kind of. Not really, but like more like, what the f- is this? Like, what did I order?
So I got the I have a PO box for all my author stuff, and I got who's in the next one in my box. Kink International is right next.
Oh, I love that. It has to be something interesting. Thank you, neighbor.
And then I had to take it and walk it to the little old ladies that are up at the thing. I'm like, oh, this is not mine. This is,
and they're like,
It's like,
I'm so glad it was interesting. I'm so glad it wasn't a hardware magazine or something. I'm so glad about that.
but it was like papers from like it was like important papers. If it was just like a flyer, but
you
I
would
was
have
like,
totally
oh my
taken
gosh.
that home.
It was important papers from the
It looked like it was from like I don't know, government. It looked like a bit, it looked like
legit, something
looked,
important.
Yeah. I like it.
But then I went and tried to Google. Don't try to Google it.
Oh no, Becky will.
I will. So
Yeah.
I think we were in the podcast maybe a year and a half or something, and I was approached by a company that was interested in a partnership with us, and it was a kink site, a kink website. And I was like, oh, okay. So Mike and I went looking at what they had, and it was a little farther kink than, it wasn't just vibrators and lube. It was like cages and strap-ons and all sorts of
next level.
It was. And I was all like,
for Leah. Leah gives that a 3.
that's about a 3 in the Leah spice level. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm not sure this is our audience. Like vibes, I could totally sell.
Yeah.
Doorknobs. Totally.
Probably at a blue animal.
You hadn't read Vera yet.
I hadn't read her yet. No. And I mean, pretty much Heather is willing to sell her soul for an alien male, like a male alien. Like she wants them all.
I like a male alien.
Leah,
and if they have a tail, I do like that as well.
we were helping an author with a book that they have coming out, and Leah's like, well, they have a tail. They're going to need to use that to spank her.
I didn't say spank. I never said the tail needs to spank. I said the tail needs to be used in some way.
The tail needs to be used in some way, which I mean,
you can't just have a tail
and then Becky's mind
comment about the tail, and then the tail is never mentioned again.
This is such a good point. That is like 101. That's writing 101. You don't mention
a plot hole. It's a plot hole.
You don't mention a gun on page 2 if you're not going to use the gun.
Exactly.
So the tail must be used, is what you're saying.
I mean, he can just like
why are you giving him a tail? It's not important.
Well, exactly. Like just wrap the tail around her ankle, and that's what he uses to like pull her to the end of the bed.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like it's just an extra like appendage. He doesn't have to. He doesn't have to use it as a whip or anything like that. But like utilize. Or like like have you ever that one movie? It was like it came out many moons ago, and like he uses like a flower like to get her off, but he doesn't touch her. It's just the flower. He could use the tail fur for that.
What movie are you watching now?
I don't remember. It had Josh Hartnett in it way back when.
Was it 40 days?
It was something he gives up sex for Lent.
Yeah, I think it was 40.
I don't remember the title.
I totally remember
I'll look it up. I'll look it up.
Yeah.
Jesus
I
Christ.
I
do.
feel like I'm talking really loud tonight.
You're fine.
This is the best chat ever.
Erin's
Can
like,
we talk about books for more than 5 minutes? No, but
we,
I am having a great.
you wrote a book, Erin. Yay! There, we talked about the books.
I don't. You asked me one really, really important question, and I answered it fairly intelligently.
You
We don't have
did.
anything more.
It's really interesting though, like the whole like when do you decide to change the pen name? You know what, and authors don't owe readers anything, but the conversation, I do think there's amount of education that authors can do for their readers to help them
Right.
along.
Right.
And you know, I still think like it's like V, or maybe not so much of Keelan exactly, because her books are wide. So it isn't going to be a huge price point issue between
Right.
her romance stuff and this thriller. Like it might be $2 or $3.
Right.
But you had like with Lucy Score when she had her Forever book, that book was $12.99 and people were used to her $3.99 books or Kindle
Not only that, but
Unlimited.
KU. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
She went to KU to wide.
Yeah.
Certainly. That was
And
a
there
big
was
deal.
no education that happened in that situation. And her readers were upset. They didn't understand. And I know just with the podcast, the amount of education we do just in a day with all these deals, these distro deals, or whose books are being bought up. We do tons of education of like, well, 'cause this book's going to have to leave KU
Yeah.
Right.
because it's now a wide offering, or
Yep.
that kind of stuff. I mean, we do that a lot.
You're good
Mhm.
at that on TikTok too. I've
You
seen
are.
I catch you doing a lot of those, and it really is good.
And I don't think that do authors other readers? I mean, I think a little bit. And I think it's also that we can do whatever we want, right? Like we can write books and call them whatever we want, but then we can't be mad when readers don't know what's going on
Mhm.
or say, now I'm really mad because you read a thriller and I thought it was going to be this.
Yeah.
So, right. So like we have to also manage our expectations when we do things.
Yeah.
So I think that doesn't always happen in the entrepreneur world. I think a lot of times we sit around and go, but what happened? And
Mhm.
when you can step back from it, sometimes it's really obvious what happened.
Well,
The best thing I ever do is I go back to, because I really fell into romance and didn't know anything about like the whole romance landia. Like I just liked books and I read books, and if I liked I didn't even understand. I could go, the first author that I actually like found her Facebook page was Pamela Clare, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like, and if you find anyone first, she's an amazing person
She's
to
the
find
one to
first.
find.
She's just a great person, but she put so much of herself out there. I'm like, oh my gosh, is that a part of it? So it's like, you kind of have to remember, not everybody is like following every post. Do you know what I mean? Like you
Yeah.
really do
Yes.
need to be broad and then say it enough, a lot. Like one time might not be enough. It might be for your hardcore people, but for like Krista, before she entered Romancelandia, I wouldn't have known it at all.
no.
So true.
And
So
there's
true.
and there's
Yeah.
education that can be done, Facebook groups, your social media, you know, your newsletter. We know that. And I kind of use the example of like a lot of these authors are going to shops on their website for their audiobooks and even for their paperbacks, and some are even doing ebooks if they're wide authors. And we're seeing a lot of that happening right now. And like Melissa Foster just launched her store on her website this week or last week. I think that I've had probably an email every day in her newsletter.
Well, but we also had like 4 or 5 emails leading up to it saying my new shop is coming. Like, be on the lookout. Like, she was constantly posting about
Right.
it.
And that's
I mean,
helpful.
whether it's her or Lisa or
Right,
like,
whoever.
but like her author, like persona, like told us constantly that this is what's happening.
That's also hard. I think that we all feel like we do too much of it already, right? Like we're
Yeah.
we're shoving ourselves down people's throats. And I will have readers who like I literally know their name because they interact so much online, who still email me and say, I didn't know you had a new book out. You know, it's like, oh my God, if they missed it, you know, there's 100
I
other
was
people who
laughing today because somebody has just found your Sapphire Falls. They were like,
Dude.
And I'm like, I know that I've seen that person's name before. Like, they've read other books, I think.
This happens all the time. And then I go, and this is a funny thing. So I have, my friends, real life friends, like who are actually friends that I see face to face, and they will message me and they'll be like, do you have a new book out? And I just link them to my website. Like, I'm that girl. And then I get these like tongue sticking out emojis, but I'm like, I don't even know why I pay for my website. Like, so it's like, it's all there. Like, I don't understand why you're asking me a question that you can like literally.
I literally thought
But,
Krista Sandor's author journey started with The Nanny and the Nerd, because that was the first book I read. And Leah was like, no, Becky, she has other books. I was like, no, she's new.
Yeah.
New to you, perhaps.
She was new to me. And those nanny books, I still love them.
You know what, though? I think this happens to people, all of us, with all things, right? It's like whatever you imprint on first, right? It's what you imprint on. Like,
or if you're going through something and you're like, when I was going through, there's just certain books, like all the beautiful books, the Christina Lauren books. Those books will always be with me because I was reading them at like a real turbulent time. It was like an anchor. The Wall series, Kate Canterbury, those were like my anchor books when everything. So there's just so many factors. And then I always try to think, like, if I get a crummy email from somebody, they didn't like this or they didn't like that, I try to be like, they could be somewhere, right? They could be somewhere in their head. This character could have been like their mom or something. You know what I mean? Like, you just, that's sort of like, that's why you're always like,
you can just send them to us, both of you. Just send us the not nice emails. We'll take care of them.
We will.
Because but that's kind of nice too, to have not nice, but someone had a visceral reaction, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And if they feel like they should reach out, like if I feel like it's abusive, then it's my job. I don't have to respond to that. Right. But I don't mind getting them.
And you never know, like maybe you reaching out and saying, thank you for reading. I'm sorry it didn't resonate, blah, blah, blah. You never know. That might be the connection they need. Maybe they just
wanted to be heard.
Talk to somebody. Yeah. I have a reader who always reminds me, people just want attention. It's just attention. It's just, they want to have your attention. You need to decide if they deserve it or not. And I'm
correct. Oh yeah. I love that.
That's a fair way.
And there's lots of authors that I read. Like, I love their books, but I don't love every single book. Like, some like just don't, and it could be like my headspace at the time where I'm reading. Cause like those are authors that I typically reread their books anyway. But it's like, I might like it the first time around, but the second time around, like just something in the story really hits me the right way. So, I mean, that's something too. I mean, you're going to have authors that they put out a book and you're like, yeah, that's not for me. And maybe you end up having to break up with that author for a while, which we've done that.
We've broken up with authors and then we've come back around. About a year or so ago, I told everyone I was breaking up with Avery Flynn. I was done. I just didn't love what she was doing. Nothing was working for me. And then
Anger Bang happened.
And then Lindsay read Anger Bang and she's like, Becky, it's good. And I'm like, are you
she
sure?
didn't say it's good. She raved about it.
She did.
She like basically begged us to read it.
And I read it and it was great.
Yeah.
And now we're not broken up anymore.
And you got back together.
We're back together.
But I mean, what a powerful connection. It's almost like a relationship, right?
Good.
Like you can get mad at your cousin or whatever and be like, God, she's being crazy. But you love her, right?
Yeah.
And like, that is a relationship. At least I have that with authors and people that I read. Like, I know it's a one-way connection and I should probably stop, driving by their houses, but like, but it's powerful. I mean, it's a testament to how powerful it is. You had an expectation. It wasn't met. Like it's almost
Krista is the third in the Travis Kelce Taylor Swift relationship, in case anyone was wondering.
I was wondering who that girl, I always see that back of your head in all the photos and videos. I was wondering who that was. Lucky girl. I feel like authors go through different things though too. Like, different series are different for us, right? And so there might be a series that means something to us, and that's not going to connect with every single reader, and that's okay.
Right.
But it's weird because that series will connect with someone else super strongly, and so like each one of my series has like this group of core super fans. And when you ask like, what's your favorite series, I mean, there are people who will gush about each one, but I'm sure each one also has a group of people who are like, I mean, it was all right.
Yeah.
But they're like, So I think that's important for us to remember too, that like, we just need to write our books.
Right.
We love them first. We need to write them and they will connect with the right people at the right time. So,
Right.
Well, and we were talking to Susan Stoker, and she was saying, because she typically has 2 to 3 series going on at one time, and she like rotates her releases.
Because
But
she's
she-
insane.
Like she is.
Now
she,
I wish I could do that.
She has written like so far ahead that it's ridiculous.
I can't even talk about that.
But she like her like whole basis of like rotating the series is just like, some people don't like a series, and she's like, I
Right.
don't want them to go months without a new book. So she's like, so I rotate them around because they might love this series and not like this series. So that's like why she does that.
That doesn't really make me feel any better. Thanks. So great.
Thanks, Leah.
I'm just saying.
Thanks.
He's right.
I mean,
Thanks, Susan and Leah.
ladies writing books for like 2 years from now. So
I know Catherine Cowles is the way ahead. There's a bunch of people that I just can't be friends with anymore. So.
I'm way ahead on nothing. Like, my deadline was end of business today.
Same.
4:58.
Oh wow.
Attach
But
to
wait.
the email and send.
but the question is,
But
did you
that's on
finish the
time.
book I
That's
need
not
you to
fine.
read?
Not yet. I'm still at 60%.
Damn it, Becky.
I'm so sorry.
4:58 is on time, girlfriend. That's not
It was
late.
That's true.
4:58.
I mean, 4:59 in 59 seconds is still on
I
time.
probably would have been done sooner and been able to read the book you want me to read, Leah, but I lost my shit around 10:15 this morning on the adult children that live in my house. Like,
Well, and
I had a
then
mom
you called
meltdown.
me.
There.
Like, what the fuck are you people doing? Can no one do anything? You know, sometimes you just have to have those meltdowns.
Mhm.
It's
Well,
fine.
I need to appreciate my very quiet, empty house more.
Yeah.
I need to call you once in a while and be like, so I kind of miss my kids. And you'd be like, no.
No, you don't.
Tell you what.
Yeah.
We
Get a
just got our
puppy.
first official teenager, so that's been
Mm.
fun.
Leah has babies still. I mean,
I do still have babies. Well,
Krista,
Krista's
your
kids are
youngest.
super
Well,
young.
Krista's your youngest. He's now what? 14?
16 and 12.
16 and 12. So,
Yeah.
Those are nice.
It's like he's not
ages.
13 yet.
Oh, listen, I look at the people, like I look at the mom with the dog and the toddler on like the
Oh.
sit stand stroller and then the baby. And I am like, thank Christ that's over.
I had a moment. I was telling my husband about this. I had a moment like that. There's a 4-year-old in the convenience store today, 32-ounce pop, right, carrying it. His sister runs into him, drops it, pop everywhere, and his dad was like, there was this moment of, well, fuck. Like
yeah.
no yelling. There was no
Right.
yelling. It was like, okay, buddy, we're gonna get you cleaned up. And I'm just like going up to the cash register, like, this is really nice.
did you buy your Powerball ticket? Because I bought my Powerball ticket. I need you to know that if I win $1 billion, there will be signs.
Oh,
will be
this
big
whole thing
signs.
about like, I'll be quiet, but there'll be signs. I will not be quiet.
No.
You will all know. $1 billion. You guys, can you even?
I didn't buy one for tonight.
It's
He probably did.
the payout is $500 million for the cash payout.
That money.
That's
Oh my
generational wealth.
God. Oh, that's
Like,
I can't
I'm just
sleep at
telling
night
you, there will
because-
be a commune purchased, and you will only be allowed on if you either read or write romance novels.
Oh,
So
I'm there. I'm just,
it'll be like a constant like reader author retreat space.
I love this idea so much. I'm not good at anything but writing romance, though. I feel like I should throw that out there.
Okay, well that's fine.
That's okay.
I don't cook or clean.
You're still
or
welcome.
We will have
Okay.
money to pay people to cook
anything.
and clean.
Anyway,
Krista, did you buy your Powerball ticket, or do they not have that in Colorado?
I don't know if they have that in Colorado.
I don't think they do.
Is that a nationwide thing?
No,
course
it's
it is, right?
certain. Well, it is,
Well,
but only
it's
certain states sell it.
just have it.
We should
Colorado
look
has,
that up.
Colorado has marijuana. How do they not have Powerball?
How do they not have the lottery?
Everything.
You have all the good things.
Colorado's so great. Why would they not have Powerball?
That's one of the best things Krista puts in her books.
Yes,
different
Colorado does have the Powerball.
the marijuana
Oh.
usage, and it's
Does she?
She does.
I love Colorado, Krista. That's where I would move. That's where we would move if we'd move. If I didn't live
love
together.
it.
A guy
love
with
it
very
here.
different.
Pop a couple
There's-
gummies.
There's weed,
chill.
gummy bears, and funnel cakes.
bears.
The
There's
people there are so
mushrooms.
nice. We vacation there, and everybody's just so nice.
I love it. It's funny because I got here because I was young and I was in Florida. I knew I had to get out of Florida. And I was a teacher at the time, and it was wherever I got a job first. And I like picked cool cities, and Denver was the coolest
Nice.
city that wanted
I love
me.
it. I love it. It's great. I'm not really a mountaineer type person, but I could live in a cabin and have other people do things for me.
You're not like a hiker. I'm not really a hiker either.
Oh God. Oh
I
God.
like to hike, but I don't like being cold.
You know, you could be inside by the fire. You don't get
Not
cold
really
by the
I just don't like to be sweaty. Like that's why hot flashes suck so much. 'Cause
fire.
I'm not really
like
good
a
at
good hike.
You
sweatiness.
could be a lodge mom. Let me tell you, lodge mom
That's
life.
true.
Lodge mom life is drinks. It's a fire. It's your
Yeah.
book. It's the slopes. Lodge mom life is not that at all.
That's me.
Beautiful scenery. I'm not a beach girl, but I could be a mountain girl. Not like
I
climbing
like the
mountains, sitting in them.
beach. I like to be at a pool at the beach because I don't like the sand,
Yeah, I don't like butt cracks.
but I like the sounds and the smells.
Sand is just very fine dirt.
Yeah.
It's gross. It gets places it's not supposed to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you cannot get that shit off.
And fish poop in the ocean,
I
and then it washes
know.
up onto the beach.
I like
They
to-
do other things too in the ocean
They
other
do.
than poop.
They do all the things.
They
There's
do all the
lots of
in the
things they
ocean, and It
do.
washes up onto the beach, and that people think sand is so great. It's not so great.
Jenny
Oh,
says
yeah.
sand is nature's glitter.
Mm-mm.
No, it's not.
Wrong,
It's not.
Jenny.
I thought she was talking about the fish poop first.
Oh, are you talking about fish poop or not?
I mean, that's beautiful that you can tell yourself that and enjoy it, but you're wrong.
You're wrong. Because I often think of sprinkles as kind of like the baking industry's glitter. I love a good sprinkle.
I
Love
love
a good sprinkle.
Give me a good
Absolutely.
sprinkle. I love them.
What are you putting your sprinkles on though?
Everything. I bought the Lucky Charms take and bake cookies that were out in the grocery stores for St. Patrick's Day. Did anybody?
Sounds terrible.
They were like a sugar cookie with marshmallows in them. They were
Ooh.
delicious.
Oh, where are
Were
they?
they
I don't
good?
like
How could
Lucky
that be bad?
Charms though.
They were
How
delicious.
could that be bad?
What the fuck is wrong with you? You don't like Lucky Charms?
No.
I only like the charms. I don't like the cereal.
I don't even like the charms. You're eating like a hard marshmallow.
Well, let's,
So
put
like,
milk
that does
on it,
not-
let it soak a
Great.
little bit.
But the milk
Well,
does
put
not
that
make
in your
it like
mouth.
good. It makes it like mush.
That's
No.
good.
There's something wrong with you guys.
Allison said glitter is the gonorrhea of the crafting world. Oh my god, it so is.
Listen,
It's so
glitter
is.
is bad
I
thing for
hate
your
glitter.
eyes.
Glitter
Glitter-
is the worst.
When I worked with little kids, like
Glitter's the worst.
I would no, I would never.
Glitter's not allowed in my home.
No, I don't even like. it.
Do
I
not send me
feel
glitter,
like
Rebecca.
somebody's gonna get a glitter bomb
was
for their
saying, why is somebody
If
birthday.
you send me
Hungry,
glitter,
though.
I will come and stab you.
And
What if it comes with books? That would make it better, right?
No.
What if you got like your
what if you
dream
got marshmallows
special
from Lucky
edition, but in
Charms?
the middle, you open it up and there's glitter.
I don't open my books, so that really wouldn't
Oh,
work.
you never know.
She
Mm.
does
The
it.
spine, no, crack spine stress me out.
My
Leah
son-
Don't
stresses me
open
out.
your book.
No,
Never
they,
open.
they read ebooks and then they keep.
I read a book. Like I have all my pretty paperbacks, but I have
Yeah.
not opened. I will
What-
say
you don't know what
Susan
if-
Stoker's are the only ones I open, but only because I do her TikToks. And so that's
I
the
would-
only reason
What
they
if we
can
start
be used.
tucking lottery tickets in them? And now you don't know you have the winning lottery ticket in one of those books.
Can you guarantee a win though, Erin?
You'll never know
I
until
find
you
that
open the
interesting. You don't
book,
even-
Leah.
You don't even flip them. You don't look at. What
No.
if there's like beautiful formatting inside?
No, I will because Elise Faber, I got her new hockey book and she has adorable like formatting
the
in it. And I
dog,
did
yeah.
look, I do flip through them, but I don't
Okay.
crack the spines.
Just like
She
I
got
peek.
yeah.
Leah got really mad at me because
I'm like, this is what I do.
I'm obsessed with
There you
Brenna
go.
Morgan's Men of Haven series, which it's just one of my favorite series. I think everybody
It's
should
so
read it if you
good.
haven't read it. But the books were Carina Press mass market paperbacks, and they're out of, most of them are out of print now. Like Carina only prints for so long, and you had to reach certain sales goals to even have them in print. And I found them on thrift books. Like I found them, and Leah's like, but they've been opened, like the spines.
violated.
And I'm like, I don't care. I have them. I love her books. I don't care. And she's like, I don't know if it's okay. Just like,
It's true. I did say that.
it's fucking okay. I bought them.
It's not totally okay, but
She's
it's better than nothing.
But it's funny because, like, when as a kid, I mean, do not dog your pages because that is just blasphemous. But
I
I
used to do
I
that.
was a fan of a cracked spine growing up because, like, that was the sign of a well-loved book. But
Yeah,
now, as an
it
adult,
raised
these are just my pretty trophies.
How do you feel
See,
about
I-
stickers on the front of your books? Because this is going to be really interesting. All these authors that have gotten these distribution deals and their books are going to be in Target.
Yeah.
Those girlies going and buying those books are going to have the 20% off Target sticker,
Stupid
and
Target
those
stickers.
stickers do not come off.
They
No,
don't come
Target
off.
has to fix that.
Like,
Yeah.
why do they get like the stickiest stickers known to man?
Right?
They could
It's like they like purposely buy like the super sticky sticker.
I mean,
Yeah.
do people take them off and then, well, why would they take them off and get, like, I'm trying to think, is there some like theft thing? But no, if you take it off, then you're not getting your 20% off. So why would-
right.
Right. Well, but you have to, like, when they
When
get
you take
home,
it
they take it
home.
off. And someone said, like the hairdryer on low will make it easier to come off and all this. And I'm
How much
like,
fucking effort.
that's a
But you
lot of
shouldn't
fucking
have-
effort.
Well, you shouldn't have to do that.
Right.
No.
I think I'm becoming an advocate for everyone needs to buy 2 paperbacks of their favorites. One to open and love and dog ear and break, and one to keep. One to annotate, one to highlight, one to love up, and the other to keep. What do you
Leah
think?
is having a
Two
If I
copies
win
of
the $1
everything.
billion,
2
if Becky
copies
wins
for
the $1 billion,
everything.
she can give me 2
I
copies.
think the
of
authors are
everything.
going to get behind this, Krista. What do you think? 2
I love
copies
it.
of
I
every
love the idea.
Okay, I will buy 2 copies, but we have to go back to Manchester because that's the thing here, people. I
I do
need,
like a man chest.
as if we start talking like what I want to see in romance, because everyone is saying that the next year in publishing is all going to be horror and suspense and thrillers. That is what Trad Pub is going to push. We really are going to see kind of a push that
broken
way.
Frida's broken the system.
Frida broke it. Karen Slaughter, she's really pushing it, and she got her
Mhm.
book turned into a TV series.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Will
Actually,
Trent.
It's actually a pretty good TV series.
It's a
to
pretty
be
decent
honest. I
TV
like it.
series. So everybody's
Well,
saying,
and tell me, Kristen Hanna, no, so I haven't read Kristen Hanna. So the one that's been sitting at the top of the charts, is that thrillery, suspensey?
I think
Does
it's
that have-
suspensey.
I don't know. I don't think
Is
I've
it the
ever read
Red
Leah,
one.
look it
Women?
up and see if it has. Megan Quinn beat her out. Megan Quinn is number 1 in
I
the Kindle
saw.
store today.
I saw, yeah.
That is the first book. So did you guys hear we're changing up our episode stylings and what we're
No.
doing?
No.
So starting May 1st, our quick shots that we usually do our book review episodes, those are going to be over on our Patreon. And then on Wednesday nights, right here live on YouTube, starting May 1st, we're doing a book club style of episodes. So
Okay.
we'll give you a reading list for the month, and every Wednesday will be a different book. This way we can talk about it, break it apart,
And we
spoil
can
it.
spoil it.
Because in
Yeah,
our
I
quick
like
shots,
it.
we don't like to spoil.
Right.
So
We have to be vague, and vagueness is very
the first book we're
stressful
doing is a
sometimes.
Megan Quinn. I'm giving her another chance because we all know how I feel about her books.
I
Hey,
think
where
it's
is this
interesting
Kristen
because
Hanna book?
I think
called
it's
The
2 or
Women.
3. It's red with gold on it.
Yeah.
It's been sitting.
Well-
It's probably right by Frida.
No, free. Oh, there it is. I skipped right past
You
it.
skipped
Yeah, I
right
was gonna
past
say,
it.
it looks like all the other ones. So that's what made me think it must have some suspense or
But-
something in it.
So going forward, do you think Manchester will come back now? Like if
I
people
hope
start
so.
pushing at these illustrated covers.
I personally think it's going to be objects because I think that fits in with the suspense and the thriller and the whatever. So then Barnes and Noble will still stock it and blah blah blah, and everybody can sit on the Amazon charts together, and nobody's going to know what anything is, but it's all going to.
It's
Or
just-
even like what is it? Is it the 7-year slip? I'm trying to think.
Mhm.
Think of that cover.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Another right one where it's kind of flower. It's not illustrated because there's no like eyeless people.
Can
on
we
it.
go back to step backs then? Like
Mhm.
I would love
boring
that.
plain front?
Now,
Fine.
see, I would love to do that. I would love to do.
Me
So we just did
too.
icing it, right? Which is illustrated, but it's objects, right? So
Right.
it's not people.
Which this
But-
book is so good, you guys. Icing it, so good.
Thank you. Like I mean, just to show you the cover. Not that we're going to discuss how good the book is, but everybody
Right.
should read it.
Right.
But But I would love to have, like, in the first couple pages, you know, like some
Well, the
character
vellums.
art or people or
We're getting all
absolutely.
these really beautiful vellums. I would love it if, the book is
Oh my God.
printed
Yeah.
and
We
that
could do
first
that.
page opens. So
Krista,
Krista,
that wouldn't be a big deal, would it? We could do that.
I
That's
need
not
you to do
bad.
that with Birthday Card Boyfriend. He can be a birthday card on the
Yeah.
front.
Yeah.
Because Krista had a new book. I think you both released a book last Friday.
They
Yeah.
did. We had like
See?
17 people like the
I know there are like 7,000 of us.
I know. It's like but it's like that all the time anymore. It's like people are like, what's a good release day? It's like, there aren't any.
There aren't any.
Mhm.
Pick
Yeah.
a day you like.
But so
Um,
I'm going to need a birthday card on the front, and then we open it, and then there's
Exactly.
like
Let's start
some
doing
types
that.
inside.
And then everybody buys 2 paperbacks. And then what
Right.
are some other things we could get behind?
I can get behind step backs. I don't even mind mass market size. I know everybody loves the tall trad size, the trade size.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
really like mass markets. They fit in your pocket.
They
I can
do.
also fit more on my bookshelf because I can stack it.
But it doesn't have to even be a step back, does it? Because I don't know that we have a way of printing those. It can just be the pictures on the inside, though.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like, I
Like,
would
the covers
love
be even.
before the title page if there was
Yeah.
some kind of page,
just
full
cover.
page art.
Boom. Title
Mhm.
page. Perfect. We're going to start doing that.
I love that. I mean,
And I will be the.
do you know how many books I would go back and rebuy if you
Like, wait, what are you signing me up for?
Well, do you want to know something funny? So, like, speaking of like covers, I went way back, like to the 2017 covers of this series because they're just so fucking pretty. And because I didn't know what I wanted to do. Like, I thought, I just didn't even know what I wanted to do with these books. So I'm
I
like,
think
well,
those would
go
look
back-
really nice with a watercolor cover.
I want to do. That's what got me thinking because these are all like watercolor ladies, like
Right.
Yeah,
kind of, right?
I
Mhm.
do
I
like
don't
that Langley Park series, the Langley Park series.
Yeah. So I'm like, you know what? Oh my God. Can you hear that or no? Please tell me no.
No,
Yeah.
Oh, my husband just got back. He was on a trip. But so I found these rescue dogs. Like, I'm the one who found them. I'm the one who like convinced my husband it was time to get dogs. He's like, we're going to look at a dog for your mother. These dogs love him and he loves them.
Aw,
Like the love fest that's happening right now.
that's so nice. I wish I could hear it now.
Mhm. It's
God.
kind of
And-
disappointing that we
And
can't.
my
I
Huckleberry
know.
is 65 pounds and Rosie is 113, Great Dane, Great Pyrenees. So when she's excited, it's like, Daddy! You know, she's like,
Oh,
"Say my
man.
name."
I love
Golly.
Ollie, our puppy. He's
Yeah.
probably 160 now at
He's
10
a
months.
monster.
Oh
A
my God.
monster.
He's
Oh
the best
my
monster, though.
God.
He's such a goodest boy.
How much does he eat a day? I thought Rosie ate a lot.
He's probably
Like
at 6 cups of food a day. Although today I'm pretty sure he tricked us, and I'm pretty sure he's at 8 cups today because he kept eating out. Well, we have 2 old Aussies who don't eat a lot. The one only has half his teeth, but he kept pawing at the one bowl. And I was like, Sydney, I think Tucker, the older dog, ate that bowl, so refill it. And she filled it twice, and he was still kind of acting like he hadn't eaten. So
See, Ollie knows what's up now. Okay, so the
Yes.
Kristen Hanna book, it doesn't really say.
what is
It's
what is she ranking in? Like down in the
Yeah, but the Amazon ranks are all over the place.
But what does it say?
She's ranking in
like, what
women's fiction,
categories?
Women's
family
fiction.
life fiction, and women's fiction.
okay.
Okay.
No, that doesn't tell us anything.
That doesn't tell.
No.
Exactly. But even like, I mean, Erin was in historicals with her royal
Yeah,
romance.
I was in
so-
historical for a little while.
Were you in
I changed
suspense
it.
too?
I wasn't in suspense. No.
Well, I was talking.
Becky
Well, they
got
must be dumping everybody in historicals because I was talking to Riley Edwards the other day, and she said she was talking to her Amazon rep because her suspense books, like military
Yeah.
suspense books, were in the historical
Yes.
category.
It's a
She's like, I
glitch.
don't know what's going on.
And they know this happens. If you choose contemporary romance, and I don't know if she
Mhm.
did for hers, but if you choose contemporary romance, it will put you in historical. They know
Mhm.
this is a thing. They know it's a thing. It's been going on for at least 6 months, more than
At
that.
least.
Yeah,
And
it's been a
they're
while.
not fixing it. They don't care. And here's the people who should be mad. I mean, definitely us, but
Historical romance.
the historical romance people, right? The
Mhm.
authors and the readers. Because
Yeah.
like you're gonna go over there and try to find a book and be like, wait, what is this? I was particularly concerned because mine is a royal. And I'm like, that could be either way, and I don't want them to think it's a historical. So I definitely just
Mhm.
moved it. I just went to romantic comedy instead, and then it was fine. But I was like, this is problematic. Like people
Mhm.
definitely not a good
Well,
read
and that's like she
experience.
had a
Yeah.
couple people like message her and were like,
Yeah.
"This isn't historical." She's like,
Oh, I love that.
"No."
Oh,
know.
I
That's
messaged
helpful.
Erin. I'm like, you're Reluctant Royals who's doing really, really well. But it's in historical. I'm like, you need to
mean, if
move
you will
this.
take
And she's
that.
like, I know.
I know.
Leave me alone, Becky. I'm like, I'm so
I was
sorry.
like, it's so funny to me because I'm kind of like, so I have readers that do that all the time, which is sweet, right? Like they're trying to help. And I'm like, if you think it's release day and I haven't looked at my rankings,
I know.
Like I sent her the screenshot too, like
No,
she
I do
hadn't
that.
looked.
I do it
I'm
to
like,
Emily
oh, I
every
have a
once in
book
a
out
while.
today. I wonder how it's doing at 2:00 in the afternoon.
No, I'll do that to one of the authors I do work for, but she actually does not look at like at times because she has like a day job. And so like if she can't, so I send her stuff. I'm like, "Did you see this yet?" And she's like, "I did not. Thank you."
Thank you. I can't be friends with people like that either. You have to obsess on release day or you're not.
Right.
Well,
Are you
and
even an
she
author if you
would.
don't
I mean,
obsess?
I
the day
know.
job, it kind of is
I
important.
always tell myself, you're just going to pretend it's any other day and you're going to write. You're going to be fine.
She
You're
does
just gonna
not. She messages me. It's fine.
That is
Do you
never.
stress out? Like, are you super stressed out like the
I mean,
whole
not
day?
stressed, just like watching things. And which is really stupid too, because Amazon ranks, you guys probably know this too. They always get stuck. So like about 8:00 in the morning, they sit at the same number for probably 6 hours.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So why are we watching it and refreshing? I don't know.
Krista,
Because
are you a
maybe-
refresher on release day?
Yeah. Oh, are you kidding me? I would, and I like live on it. And then I have like a 15-minute, I can see all my numbers, all my revenue on this author software. And I mean, every 15 minutes, I'm like, boom, boom.
That
boom.
makes me, I like you a lot.
Right.
Normal. That's normal.
There was a time where if you wanted to do a free book, Amazon wouldn't put it on free.
Right.
Oh my God. Or they would move it to free after it went to pay. So I've had like it's like the number 3 book in free, except for it's $5.99. I'm like, I am gonna get
I know.
all the hate.
And here's the thing about Amazon, like every gray hair any author has, it's from Amazon, right? And we have no control over it. I think that's the problem, because as indies, we have control over every piece of our business except that. And so I think that's what makes us obsessive about it. It's not even stress so much as it is, we have to watch it to make sure it's even working right. Like, especially, you guys know, sometimes people will have their books release and then none of the pre-orders release, or suddenly the book is like not listed at all. And so we have to kind of watch it to even make sure.
And it doesn't even matter if you're new or established. Like I've seen the whole gamut get through.
Well, they had that
when that can happen to Lucy's Score, you know that it happens to
Well, they had that big glitch probably 6 or 7 months ago. Like Sawyer lost a ton of pre-orders, Susan lost pre-orders. Like there were like 4 or 5 like bigger authors that they lost like a ton of pre-orders.
They make us obsessive. Like it's not even really just, I mean, yeah, we like to watch the ranks change. We like to watch go up the ranks, but it's more just like, is it still there? Is it working? Are people buying it? Oh my God.
Yeah. Like, who do I need to call? Like it's I mean, it's almost like coming home like from after having a baby or something. You've got this new baby, but all these things could go wrong, right? Like, and you need to know who to call and to do it fast. I mean, it's I mean,
it's awful.
I walk around like this. I am peeing with my laptop.
And my least favorite question, I have people who will be like, how was release day?
Super fun.
Release days always suck because they're angsty. I don't know.
Go
like,
team.
I'm just really grateful. I'm just on a high.
That's what I should be saying. Oh my God. I need to come up with something better than that's usually what
it was great. I got drunk. That's my new answer.
That's what it's gonna be. Release day. What release day?
For every sale, I took a drink.
I just
I'd literally give myself a UTI.
Not shots.
Anxiety.
Just a drink.
Just a drink.
A little sip.
Did you ever do the Strange Brew challenge? So you know the
Oh,
movie I'm
God.
talking about, Strange Brew,
Oh, it's such a good movie.
with
Right.
Rick Moranis and Dave Thomas from SCTV, and they were
No.
like,
I gotta
so
look
it's
up.
two brothers that all they do with their life is drink beer, and they want to get free beer, so they put a mouse in a bottle and take it to the brewery.
Like you,
Oh,
like
okay.
Yeah, there's a mouse in my bottle. Anyway, and they call each other hoser, like, and they're really big hockey fans because they're Canadian.
Okay.
And the whole premise is that something is happening at the brewery, that because there's a mental hospital next door, and the brewery catches on fire and they pee it out because they drink all the beer. Like, they put it out with their
Oh
pee.
my
Anyway,
God.
it's this whole funny movie. But for every time they say hoser in the movie, you're supposed to take a drink of your beer.
Okay.
It's like a whole
You'll
challenge.
be
And you end up
wasted.
pretty drunk.
You end up pretty drunk, yeah. It's an old SCTV skit that they turned into a movie. The dog's name is Hoser, and he drinks beer. Like, it's
Gotcha.
hilarious, especially if you like
Mhm.
hockey.
I can't
I mean, it's
believe
quality
that's
80s movie. That's why.
Yeah, it's a
Is it
total.
80?
It's
trying
what
to find the year.
it's like
You can
84.
buy it used for $5.70.
It's so worth it.
Is it on VHS?
It's so
If my
funny.
husband has not seen this, I will.
Betamax.
It's super funny. Okay, I'm gonna ask this question and then we have to move on because like we're already at like an hour and 10 minutes. So
It's okay.
yes.
Mhm.
Okay, I have
We
to
knew
ask
this was
this.
going to happen, though.
So I have been saying for the last 6 months that romantic suspense, that is going to be the next big push in romance, to follow up with all of these thrillers that are top tiering.
Yeah.
Last year we did see a dawning of hockey romances, and that was the big and small town cowboys.
Mhm.
Yes.
What do you
Good.
think, outside of romantic suspense, what do you think is the next kind of subgenre trope that you think is going to be
The Thing.
the thing?
Mhm.
I mean, do we feel like Mafia has maxed out?
No.
No,
Because I mean, that seems like it's very much on
it's here
the-
to stay.
Like that's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
So I don't know if that counts.
Do we think
To be fair.
football will get its day? Part of my problem with football is, you know, we have the discrepancy that the majority of football players in the NFL are people of color. And we
True.
don't have a ton of people of
Yeah.
color writing romances. I mean, there are some out there, but, you know, to really do justice to a football series.
Right. Yeah, that's such a good question.
Unless
God,
they're
I don't know.
quarterbacks, those are mostly white.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and there's lots and lots of football romance already. Not that there
Right.
wasn't hockey
Yeah,
romance
rugby.
before
Who's
either.
coming out with a new rugby series? I'm there for that. Have you watched rugby? And those-
I
Oh,
Somebody-
I like a rugby.
Wait, somebody is coming out with rugby.
somebody's coming out with a rugby series.
Is it Liz
and she-
Aldine?
I can't
Alden?
remember.
Aldine? Aldine?
I can't. My brain won't do it. But I remember thinking that would be a nice.
Well, the
like-
Rugby World Cup on TikTok, those men and those thighs, like we think hockey players
you.
have nice thighs and bottoms. They got
But
nothing
here's
on
the
those
thing I
rugby
think
men.
about rugby. I don't know that would take off only because
It's not
American
popular.
women
Yeah.
can't go watch it, which is what I
Right.
think made hockey a
Well,
thing.
except
is they
in
could go watch
college.
Yeah.
There's a lot of college rugby. It's not the same.
it. Yeah.
Um,
The next thing. I mean, I don't know if sports like football, maybe Travis. It would be Travis.
Yeah.
bringing that in.
but- and we can see that. Have you seen the new Krista? So Kristen Callahan sold her old football series that came out in what, like 2016, 15, 16?
Yeah.
Something like
wow.
that.
It was
I
an
know.
indie published football series that she just recently sold to Berkeley, and that first cover is up, and
Oh, I
the
haven't seen it.
heroine has red hair and she's wearing a red and white jacket and looks a
Yeah.
litty Taylor Swifty with her
Mhm.
facial features,
I'm
and the
shocked.
football players in the back, and you know that they are trying to get the Swifty readers.
Of course, of course. Is
I can't find the rugby
heroine?
romance.
Is she a singer though? Is the heroine? a
No,
singer?
she was nerdy. It's a college.
Mhm.
That first book is a college romance. He's the quarterback and she's the nerd that helps tutor him.
Oh well, so that's nothing. That's nothing.
It just-
like It's gonna be funny.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Because like you're gonna get Swifty. You're maybe gonna get Swifty people who are kind of getting into their football era.
yeah.
But it's gonna be hard to keep them.
I
They don't really care about football.
And I mean, I'm very distressed over the redo of J.C. Burton's sports series and her covers. I mean, here we
My
are back
God,
at
those new
covers, guys. Those covers
These are
look
such old books too. These are
well,
such old
and
books.
so I think it was Zoe York, and there's a very meaningful, like it's a cartoon cover now, and I think Zoe York said, and there's a very meaningful anal sex scene in that book, so yay. And I was like, yeah. And
Well,
they
which
didn't
anal
use
sex
lube,
is
so
meaningful.
Oh, be kind. Use lube.
be kind, use lube. Lube. Using
There's a
lube
sticker
means you
there
care.
for you. There's a sticker for you.
We have one that
I made a coloring page too.
Oh, perfect.
because we
Perfect.
love our lube.
I wish I was better at this. If I was better at predicting what the next big thing was,
I
Then
know
you
I'd be writing it, right?
I might be richer than
I mean, I wrote a pack mule racing book, so I'm
This is true.
not
You did, but Beefcake is adorable, and it's so worth it.
Yeah,
I mean,
like
she
that.
she attacks him with a like dildos. Like
Yeah, a
those
whole
are her
bag of 'em.
weapon.
whole bag of them.
Whole
well.
bag of dildos.
That's the way you got to go. Just one's not going to be enough.
One is no, because he could dodge one.
He's also
A
Quite
boxer,
large.
so he's a big guy.
Boxer,
And
yeah, so he's-
Oh, absolutely. You got to have a couple for sure, like nunchucks or something.
Okay.
I don't know. What do you think it's going to be, Becky?
Well, I do think we're going to see romantic suspense in the uptick. I think that we are going to see more mafia, but I honestly think the billionaire is going to make its rounds back. Because if we
Why is
look
that?
at 2009, 2010, at the, after the bubble bursts and the housing
Mhm.
market and all of that stuff, billionaire had its day, right? Because we were all broke. We had no money.
Mm.
And you needed that escape. I mean, think about it. Those are those Christina Lauren's books, those
Yes.
50 Shade books. I mean,
Yeah.
the billionaire. And I know that some of the younger readers are like, there's no ethical billionaires. Billionaire romances are gross, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, until you're broke. And
Right.
you're debating whether or
And he
not your
gives you
house
a
is going to be.
credit card and a Lamborghini
Right.
Yeah.
and tells you to buy the
Yeah,
pretty woman,
Exactly.
right? He pretty womans your ass.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, and then
I want
you
somebody to pretty
want to
woman my
read
ass.
about the ethical billionaire. So
Right.
you have that
Yes.
escape. You want to read about the good guy.
Yeah,
I
Right.
know I
That's
do
the
love an
thing.
asshole.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
Leah
mean, my
does.
daughter
That
read that.
brings lube. He's ethical.
That's right.
Right.
That's right. That's right.
Ethical billionaires
You-
use lube.
They're kind.
That is interesting. I like that. I like that idea.
Yeah.
I mean, everything comes around again. I personally think cowboys are kind of over. I think that they
Yeah.
had their day, and I'm not sure how you keep that interesting.
Well,
I think it's such a smaller niche. I don't know.
but
how
I
you-
feel like cowboys kind of circle. Like every so
They
many
do.
years, we get a
and
resurgence.
I think small town, of course, is evergreen. So I think we're gonna, small town
Yeah.
will always stay around. And
But I
know,
do think we're going to
different
see
places.
some big city romances coming back again. Like we've
Mhm.
moved out of the New York, but I think we're going to see maybe
back.
not New York big city, but I bet we see books taking place in Atlanta or even Seattle, maybe
Mhm.
Chicago, move away from the coast into
Yeah.
more middle America, but like Austin. I mean, you
Do
could
it.
easily
Let's do
put
Denver.
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
you could easily
Denver.
put
Denver's a great city.
the billionaire in Denver. I mean, maybe he owns a pot growing.
Maybe he owns a ski resort. No,
But she
Maybe
has
he owns a ski
billionaires.
resort.
Krista
I want to
has
write about
Denver
lumberjack,
billionaire.
rich lumberjacks.
Yeah. Okay.
I would read that.
So we're going to go on to our next segment because, we're already in this for a minute, right? New segment, Can You Guess the Book? Each week we will share a quote from a recent or popular Buzzing About Romance read. You have the chance to email us your guess at quote@buzzingaboutromance.com and we'll announce the correct guess on next week's show. Last week it was, she's a beautiful woman, Grand mused, the perfect match for you. Every good man needs a woman who's way out of his league, and I mean way, way out.
That's grandma.
That was Maggie Gates' What Hurts Us. If you haven't read that series, it's so good. It's great first responder rep in those books.
Do you give people do you tell them it could come from any of these 10 or you just throw
Nope,
a
we just
No,
throw them
we
out
just
there.
throw 'em
Throw
out
it out
there.
there.
We just throw them out there. We're not nice.
know.
I tried to give hints one week, and Leah
No, you
jumped
could
through the
not-
screen.
You couldn't give a hint because if you gave the hint, then literally everybody who ever has listened to the podcast would have known who it was.
Okay.
Okay,
I
so
like it.
Do people get these though? You always
Yeah.
have a winner.
Sometimes.
You always
not
have a winner.
always. Sometimes we
Yeah.
do. Sometimes we don't.
Okay.
I pick them up from either book club reads or reads that we know that a lot of people have read. Sometimes they're in our Discord channel because we have a quote channel in Discord.
Which
so
is funny because one of the quotes was from the Discord channel, but nobody got
nobody got it. So this
Open the
week's
test, guys.
This week's quote is, "Fictional kinks are not necessarily real life kinks, Grant." Unquote.
Man,
Even
that's
got
my
the
life
heroine
right
in
there.
That helps.
Yeah.
Names help.
Names help. So that's this week's quote. You can email us at quote@buzzingaboutromance.com if you have a guess. So it's that time, Leah.
It's that time.
It's that time.
Book
Book of the week. It's book of the week time. If you don't have a book of the week, but you want to talk about your new release, you are welcome to do that. Erin, what is your book of the week?
Okay. Oh, yes. I didn't know we had to do this. Yes, absolutely.
I didn't know either.
I
Ed and I are like,
What?
I haven't been reading this past week because I've been writing. So so I'll talk about Icing It. Icing It is my new release by Emma Fox, which is one of my pen names. I write this with Erin McCarthy. It is a very steamy hockey white shoes rom-com. So
They're a throuple.
there's 4 of them.
Oh.
They're actually
quadruple. That's right.
or whatever
There's
you
4 of
call
them.
that. 3 guys,
Is there a
1
word
girl.
for that?
I'm not sure.
Well, I learned because
We
I
just call it
recently
fun, Leah.
I recently edited a polyamorous romance for an author, and she informed me that if there's more than 3, they call themselves a polycule.
Oh, I've heard that term.
So
People have overused
maybe
that word. But,
quattro. What about if you're 4? You've been quattroed. He
ooh,
quattroed.
I like it.
But
I like it.
Any more than 3, it just is too much
It's just
because
a
there's
lot.
not enough.
It's just a
Enough
lot. is what it
holes.
is.
got
Yeah.
2 hands, a mouth.
Yeah, and somebody can go out for lube.
There are 3.
Lube.
There's a girl and 3 guys.
Yeah, you got a hole for everybody there.
3 is my max.
There's
like
3
3
places,
guys is
yeah.
my max.
Exactly. But
Oh,
yeah,
that's
we
that's
cover
a
the
lot.
whole. There's a golden retriever hockey player. There's a bossy
Oh.
billionaire and
They
a
cover the whole Becky.
cinnamon roll single dad.
The single
Every
dad,
hole is covered.
he's great. The single
I'm
dad
glad
in that
you
book
liked
is
Owen.
great. I really liked him.
I liked it.
Krista, what's your new release?
Mine is the birthday card boyfriend, and it is. I have a lot of like neurodiverse heroes, but he is my first one where he is truly on the spectrum. So
Yes.
I went there with this book, and I love that I went there.
It was
him.
great.
Small town. I have a son on the spectrum, and I taught many years, so I felt real good going into this. So,
like
anyways,
that.
yeah, small town, steamy, save the town. You know,
I love
one
that
night stand
town.
becomes more. I do too. We have to get some Colorado Becky's favorites into this town. We
I
haven't got.
do. Ooh.
We have to. We'll get there. I
There's some
played-
people that we
yeah.
haven't seen yet.
Yeah, the baseball card boyfriend should have.
Oh,
Something.
he could play in Denver.
Oh,
Well-
he just got hurt. He played. Oh, yeah.
It's a whole
He-
thing. No,
Yeah.
Oh,
the
it's a
guy
whole
that's
thing.
missing is the guy with the gummy bears from Vixen.
He makes it into
Oh,
all
yeah.
sorts of books.
I love
didn't
him.
I
He
put
was
him
in
Heartthrob.
he was in
He was in
Heartthrob.
Heartthrob.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Oh, he could come on. Oh,
He's
I
a who.
forgot- I
It's like if
forgot
Shaggy
Casting.
was a side character in a romance novel. It's this
And he
guy.
kind of acts like
Yeah.
Shaggy too.
that's kind of act like he kind of makes his rounds.
He does.
He's like an El Chapo or something.
He's like a troubadour, but with gummies,
That was good.
not music.
a troubadour. Leah,
feeling
what's your book of the week, Leah?
Okay, well, since you stole my book of the week, I'll let you keep it.
We
But mine was
can have the same book of the week.
No, because this other one was really good too. Mine was Exposed by Brina Asher. It is book 3 of her new series. It's fake wedding, like fake relationship, age gap. He does lie to her at first, but don't worry. He tells her like within the first 2 chapters that he's lying to her, and she does not take it lying down. But it's a delight. And like the sarcasm in these heroes that she writes is like on point.
Okay.
And she has a Knight Rider reference and a like Crockett and Tubbs like reference. And it's
Okay,
makes me real
Knight
happy.
Rider, really?
Mhm.
Okay. My book of the week is Ruthless Little Games by Lane
Oh, so
Hart.
good.
It is coming out later this month. This is book 2 in the Sin City Mafia series.
But she's not done with it yet, people.
No, this book 1 was like the kinkiest slow burn I'd ever read. Like it was a 4 chili pepper book. Like, but
Yeah, it
Was it
was.
slow burn?
it didn't pop until 68%. It was such
Like
a
a fully pop. Like they
Oh.
did other things.
they did other things, but
They did
I
all the
almost can't take
things.
slow burn anymore, you guys.
Oh no, this one
can't
you would
either. I
no,
need
this
it.
one you can do because
Okay.
honestly, like slow burns are not
And-
usually our forte.
yeah. And
Okay.
Lane Hart, this series, these guys are assholes.
Oh, it's delightful.
It's delightful.
I love how we can talk about they're such jerks.
They're such
Well,
creeps. All the
I
red
like-
flags.
So
All the
my
red flags, but green flags in romance.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like my red flags in romance are not my red flags in
Oh,
real life.
Lord.
Because I
No,
don't think I
yeah.
have red flags in my romance.
I
books, but
do.
totally
Cinnamon
have them.
rolls.
But you still
Sometimes.
read them.
But I do read them. I do like them. I mean,
Torin was more of a cinnamon roll.
he was. I actually told Erin that when I beta read it. I was like,
She always goes, he's a cinnamon roll, but not a bad one.
but not a
She
He
described
was, he was an edible cinnamon roll.
not a
edible
stupid
cinnamon
one. He
roll.
wasn't stupid.
That's the
well,
thing. A
thank
lot of
you.
times they're stupid.
Yeah, I don't like. Yeah,
Is that the thing? I don't see that. Okay.
Yeah.
I hesitate to use the term now, though, after Becky.
Cinnamon roll.
Yeah.
I really, so I will say, I have come to find out while cinnamon roll heroes do annoy me, I love a good golden retriever.
Yeah.
Like,
There's a
frat boy
oh,
puppy.
he's a good
I love
boy.
golden
I love him. He's a good boy. Or a frat boy puppy that's like, just like, not quite sure, kind of needs a little bit of a keeper. Like, it's
Yeah.
the guy version of a damsel in distress. Like, dude, I'm
Okay,
not
but
sure how
now
you
he's-
put your pants on, but you are adorable and I
But
love
you're
you.
adorable. Yeah.
So-
he
it's like-
adores her. So yeah.
That's the thing,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Like when you feel like you have to mom the character a little bit, but you also want to do naughty things to him, it's that kind of vibe.
Yeah.
And then when he's good at the naughty things, he
Yeah.
can't
Mhm.
screw in a light bulb, but
This is true.
But he knows where things get turned on.
but he knows the other things.
Yep, he
Yeah.
knows where the switch is.
And he uses lube.
And he uses lube, which shows he cares. Okay, Patreon update. Celebrating 1 year in the Hive is Amber, Sue R, and Maya. And celebrating 3 years in the Hive is Holly and Hannah. Thank you so much for supporting Buzzing About Romance. We could not do this each week without you guys as our amazing Patreons. Mark your calendars for April 10th because that's when our next batch of swag packs will be heading out to the world. This month, we're thrilled to announce that the amazing Helena Hunting and Kaylee Ryan will be sponsoring our April swag packs. Romance enthusiasts gets ready for a treat. Inside each swag pack, you'll find an assortment of surprises from romance-themed stickers to mood reader cards handpicked to ignite your love for the love stories. And the best part, we're shipping these worldwide. No one misses out on the love. But wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more.
Wait, there's more. Joining our Patreon community unlocks a world of perks, including exclusive episodes and access to the enchanting Buzzing Book Club. It's a romance adventure that never ends. Stay up to date on all our events and gatherings by subscribing to our newsletter for the latest updates. And we have been sending those out once a week. We are
have
like
been.
on it for the newsletters.
I don't
We're
know
like
how
real
you come up with all this
professionals
stuff.
now.
Wow.
Check out our event calendar at bookcaseandcoffee.com/events for happy hours to IG lives and book clubs. There's always something exciting happening in our community. And don't hesitate to embark on the enchanting romance journey with us and become a valued member of our Patreon family today. Here's to the magic of romance and all things delightful. Cheers.
Yay.
Okay.
Yay.
Here's my,
You guys have so much going on. It's amazing.
we love it. And I feel like we've scaled back so much.
We have.
We don't nearly do what we used to do, but
It's impressive.
well, thank
It
you.
is impressive.
We love
Yeah.
it. We love it. And it really, I think for each of us that are co-hosts, the different stuff we do, the book discussions, the book clubs, it really, and the IG lives and happy hours with authors, it feeds our souls. Like,
Mhm.
can tell.
engaging with the authors and learning about their writing process and who they are as authors. It just excites you to go read their books, but also like you realize, okay, there are humans behind these and like, it's amazing and we need to build them up. I don't know.
But
Oh,
it
but
does
we've
you
also
do the same for us though, because when I feel because I mean, we're alone. We spend so much time alone, and to get like an email from someone to talk to you guys
Yeah. It's very fun.
that's what feeds us. So
Yeah,
And
Well,
you
I
guys,
think-
I can tell how much you guys love what you do. It's very obvious.
we
we've
do.
also made some really great friends
Yeah.
this way too. And it's not people that we would have ever met any
Yeah.
other way.
We have a really
Yeah.
great community, and that's something that I'm really
Mhm.
most proud of. Like,
Yeah.
this community that we've built, because, you know, people are going through things, or we have some things, everybody's life experiences. And it's just nice to know you always have that friend there, just that text
Mhm.
away that can help you. You might not get to see them every day, but you know they're there.
You know they care. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if
Mhm.
what's going on, they'll care about it. So that's
Absolutely. So,
Cool.
as we conclude this evening and wrap up another captivating episode of Buzzing About Romance, we want to extend our heartfelt gratitude to our incredible guests, Krista Sandor and Erin Nicholas, for sharing their insights and passions for romance and just hanging out with us.
All the
Mhm.
other crazy stuff.
We talked about a lot. We hope you, our cherished listeners, have enjoyed diving into the dynamic world of romance fiction with us today. Remember, the journey of love and storytelling never truly ends, so stay tuned for more exciting episodes where we will continue to explore the magic of romance in all of its forms. Don't forget to subscribe to Buzzing About Romance wherever you listen to podcasts, and be sure to leave us a review to let us know your thoughts. Until next time, keep spreading love and happy reading. And stay fabulous, stay flirty, and keep buzzing about romance. Until next time, everybody.
Happy reading, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.